いざ青ポケ勝負行くぞ。
Hey everyone, it's Mark. This is my recap for Pokemon Journeys episode 81. Wait, I mean episode 81, A Clash, Blue Pokémania. This was the 1166th episode of the Pokemon anime. And wait, did I just turn blue too? Oh well, let's just get into the episode review. But first, be sure to check out the video I posted this week where I ranked the top 10 gym battles ever in the history of the anime. This was a really fun video to make, and quite honestly, I will be very sad if this episode review gets more views than that one. You could even say that I would be feeling blue. This is going to be quite the review, isn't it? The episode starts with Chloe and Eevee having a nice peaceful walk back from school when these idiots come rushing in out of nowhere chasing after a shiny Voltorb. Go ends up catching it, making this the first time that a main character has caught a shiny Pokemon since Ash caught his Noctowl 1012 episodes ago. Wow, that's pretty cool. Immediately, this rando makes his entrance, not sure what his issue is, but anyways, he activates Voltorb's self-destruct because he just couldn't resist hugging it. He explains that his name is Abel and that he's a Blue Pokémaniac from Kalos, and he suggests that they take part in some Blue Pokemon related activities. What? So Abel has this long list of activities that he wants to do, but while he's going on and on about this, Team Rocket spy on them and they plan on exploiting this Blue Pokemon fascination for their own nefarious means. The first activity is checking out this museum full of Blue Pokemon art. Why does this exist? I have no idea. Anyways, Abel... I have no words to describe what happens next. I mean, I'll try to explain what happens here, but I was just shaking my head in disbelief during this entire scene. Alright, so Abel, who for some reason suddenly has this over-the-top alluring face, fantasizes about meeting this Brion from the picture, and this just really towed the line of weird, creepy, but also funny. Anyways, his fantasy bleeds over to real life here because he was also doing this dance with Eevee. But Eevee did not like it at all. How dare you almost make our poor little Eevee cry? That's it. This Abel jerk is a villain in my book now. How could you do this to little Eevee? Anyways, this hero appears out of nowhere, calling Abel a simpleton. I probably would call him a lot worse things after what we just witnessed, but anyways, let's keep it going. This guy is also a Blue Pokemaniac, and his name is Brutus, according to the subs, but Bulbapedia called him Blutus because, well, blue. I don't know what's actually correct, but it doesn't really matter. So this guy's fantasy about Brion is less lovey-dovey and more about Brion training so hard that it ends up evolving into Primarina. Abel takes exception to this, so they refer to Chloe to decide whose was better, since she's wearing blue on her uniform. And if this nonsense was not already going off the rails, guess who shows up next? It's Team Rocket, including the first sighting of James cross-dressing in quite some time. These freaks are all over Wobbuffet, and is it a little harsh of me to call them freaks? Well, no, absolutely not, because not only do they want a photo of Wobbuffet, but they want to do things like put the photo under their pillow and have wonderful dreams, or even get the picture printed on a body pillow. Oh god, we have totally lost the plot now. Wobbuffet, unsurprisingly, runs as far away from the situation as possible, and Team Rocket try to comfort it, but Wobbuffet just ends up stealing Jesse's Pokeball and recalling itself. That was hilarious, how the tables have turned. So the next activity is eating blue food in a cafe, but guess who's back? Not only does Abel's rival have pancakes, but they're pancakes made with the bartender's blue Pokelove? Ugh, gross. I don't want anyone's blue love all over my pancakes. These two start going at it again, and Go makes the astute point that if someone likes the same thing as you, you may find yourself trying to prove that you like it even more. Yeah, that's actually pretty accurate. That's smart, Go. Next up, Abel shows them a commercial. I like the detail of the episode looking like a video player on his phone. And apparently this commercial was about some blue candy, and it was filmed in Vermilion City, so of course they go to the place where the commercial commercial was filmed, and also, of course, this just ends with our two resident nutcases arguing again. Chloe is so over this shtick by now. As more, hilarity, I guess? Yeah, let's go with that. As more hilarity ensues, Chloe deduces that these two lunatics must have the same list of activities as one another, and that's why they keep showing up at the same place. Eventually, they end up challenging each other to a battle, but not just any battle. Oh no, I played part of this at the beginning of this video, but they put blindfolds on and send out their Pokemon. But instead of actually battling, they try to identify what Pokemon the other trainer sent out, which they are both successful at. These three are watching on in suspense, but I loved how the Pokemon stopped caring and were just playing around. Oh no, what's happening now? Of course, Team Rocket show up again, but when they get to Wobbuffet's part of the motto, he's still too traumatized to come out of his Pokeball, so the others just say his line anyways. The Blue Pokemaniacs work together to stop Team Rocket, I guess putting their rivalry aside for the love of blue Pokemon. Team Rocket aren't going down without a fight, and I just knew that these guys were going to start going crazy over Pelipper, and yep, sure enough, they do, and we see Pelipper's point of view with these two lunatics literally radiating a blue aura. Also, bonus points for the funny detail of them telling Pelipper to come on down, since that's the line that Jesse and James used to call down the Rocket Prize Master in the dub. This leaves Team Rocket defenseless, and they go blasting off again, and yes, they did say Wobbuffet's line during the blast off too. Team Rocket were pretty funny in this episode. Meanwhile, the Blue Pokemaniacs both get notified of some blue event going on in another town, so they run off together as rivals, or friends, or who cares. I'm glad to see them gone, but at least our three heroes look like they enjoyed themselves, so that's one way to end the episode, I guess. I'm giving this episode a 10 out of 10 rating. Okay, I'm actually giving it a 5.5 out of 10, and there are no bingo tiles to check off once again this week. By the way, I actually legitimately like that song, I'm Blue. I know it's more of a meme than anything else, but I don't know. I have a weird taste in music, and plus I like the phrase I'm Blue, because my favorite football team is Everton, so technically I am a Blue, or a fan of the Blues. Anyways, this is besides the point. This was one of the most difficult episodes to rate, probably ever in my opinion. I think I would call this episode so bad that it was good. I mean, you've watched this entire review. I have basically just been making a joke out of this episode the entire time, and I guess if you view this episode through that lens, then it was actually pretty enjoyable. I think we can all agree that this was objectively not a great episode of television, but if you drop any kind of critical lens of analysis, then this episode was just wild, ludicrous, outside of the box fun. I mean, we had crazy Pokemon fantasies, the thought of Wobbuffet as a body pillow, just everything in this episode was something insane. So really, I'm not sure whether to give this episode like a 2 out of 10 rating or like a 7, but I guess I'm just gonna settle on a 5.5 because even though this was not a good episode of the show, I did really enjoy watching it, so that just means I have to give it above a 5, right? I don't know, whatever. I'll be curious to see what you guys thought about it down in the comments. Okay, so the preview for next week, well, actually 2 weeks from now since the anime is taking a 1-week break. Ash is battling Leon. Well, not quite. They are doing some weird competition in Battle of Leia, and I have no doubt that Opal is going to make this just as weird as her gym challenge in the games. Leon, Raihan, and even Chloe are going to be there, so who knows what will happen. The last part of the preview did have Opal and her Gigantamax Alchemy using G-Max Finale, and unless the anime is just completely trolling us here by having the scene actually just be a fantasy or a flashback, then I guess we're actually going to get to see Opal battle someone in the next episode, but who is her opponent? Once again, you can let me know what you think down in the comments, or you can hop on over to my Discord server to continue the conversation there. I have 2 talking points about my Discord server this time around. First off, even though you may think that Pokemon is my favorite TV show, it's actually not. It's an American reality TV show called Survivor, and there's a new season premiering this Wednesday night, so if any of you out there are Survivor fans like myself, come talk about it with me in my server. Additionally, some of the people in my server want to start doing watch parties with the new episodes of Pokemon, and we may experiment doing some watch parties of who knows what as well, so if you want to get involved in that, then be sure to click the link to join my server down in the description. Or, if that's not your thing, click the link to go watch my top 10 gym battles video that I already plugged in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and all the rest of it, and I'll see you guys next time.